Normal maps, those textures with a bluish tint. As a beginner, have you ever wondered what are those, why they are used, and how various game engines use them? Let's find out in this game math theory episode. Now before we talk about normal maps, we need to learn about normals. Normals are direction-only vectors that point straight out perpendicular to a meshed surface or a fragment. Normals are calculated by 3D modeling software in which your model has been created. Game engines can also calculate the normals, but the question is why normals are important. Normals are used in light calculations to properly lit a meshed surface. How game engines calculate the light is a topic for another day. Or if you're watching this in 2035, maybe it's already out, something along the lines of lighting models. But for now, let's understand the light calculation with a simple example. Let's say we have a sphere and a light source here. For this fragment, the normal vector will shoot straight up. The light direction is also a direction-only vector and is generally calculated from mesh fragment to the light source. The game engine then performs the dot operation on the two vectors to determine the light intensity. And we will have nice lit geometry. Okay, but where does normal map fits in all of this? Well, let's say I want to show a lot of minor details in a geometry like cracks and stuff. To do that, I can create a very high polygon mesh, but in game engines, our goal is to create real-time experiences. And more polygons means more vertices and triangles, and more triangle count means less performance or FPS. So one solution to that is, well, you guessed it, normal maps. Normal maps are textures that holds the normal vector data for each fragment of our mesh. It holds a vector's XYZ components in RGB channels. And generally these vectors are stored in tangent space. What is tangent space? Let's see with an example. Imagine that this is a fragment of my mesh. So in tangent space, the x-axis generally points to the UV's x-axis, y-axis points to UV's y-axis, and the z-axis goes perpendicular to the xy plane. And this coordinate space is per fragment, meaning it will be different based on our fragment's orientation. And normal vector will be relative to this coordinate space. Now let's see how the data is stored in the texture. Imagine that this is our fragment. Tangent space x-axis goes to the right, y-axis goes to up, and z-axis points towards the screen. And let's say the normal vector also points to the z-axis. So normal vector will be 0, 0, 1. And if I were to generate a normal map, I will store 0 in R and G channels and 1 in B channel. And I will end up with this solid blue texture. But this doesn't look like a normal map at all. Why is that? Let's figure out with another example. Let's say I have the same fragment, but this time the normal vector is pointing to the left side, so my vector will be -1, 0, 0. And in texture land, we cannot store negative values. We can only store values in 0 to 1 range. So to store this vector, we need to convert it so that all components can only go from 0 to 1. Then we will have the new vector, and then we have to normalize the vector, so the final vector will be this, and then we can store the values in the texture. So in our previous example, I will convert the vector so the components can only go from 0 to 1. Then I will normalize the vector, and we'll end up with this final vector. And if I were to store these values in the texture, it would look like this. And now it does look like a normal map. Alright, let's say I have this normal map. And now that you know how the values are stored, you can see that for all these fragments, normals are pointing towards the screen. For this fragment, normal is pointing this way. And for this fragment, normal is pointing to the left. And you get the idea, right? Now let's say I have this quad which has 4 vertices. If I were to apply that normal map here, suddenly we can see a little bump here. Now if I look at this at a really shallow angle, you can see that the surface is flat. We are only seeing the illusion of bump due to how light has been calculated. This way you can have a lot of finer details with very few polygons. Hence this approach is a lot cheaper performance-wise. Alright, now first a shout out to Marco for video suggestion. You're breathtaking. And now at this point, you know what normal mapping is all about. Let me know by hitting that like button. I also have an entire playlist here for similar videos like this one. Check it out and I will see you there.